That brings me to my next topic that still has to do with the government. And I think you'll like this topic. Is Anthropic versus the Pentagon. And for those of you that don't know, Anthropic is one of the biggest LLM companies. Their competitor, OpenAI. If you don't know the back history, but behind like OpenAI and Sam Altman versus Dario Amodei in Anthropic, the backstory was Anthropic was founded in 2021 by a group of former AI employees, which means their founding group used to work for the company that they're competing against now. They left over internal disagreements about OpenAI's discretion and safety practices. And this essentially led to a big feud between the two companies. And that brings us into the main topic, like I said, which is Anthropic versus the Pentagon. And what's going on, to break it down, is Pentagon put out a contract worth up to $200 million for AI services. Anthropic refused to agree to the terms because they felt the contract would allow AI to be used for mass surveillance of the American citizens, and also objected to powering autonomous weapon systems. And what that means is like guns and stuff being able to be used, or weapons being able to use without like a human effect attached to it, or human decision making attached to it. And then Trump ordered federal agencies to stop using Anthropic's products once they denied the contract. And then Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth designated Anthropic a supply chain risk to a national security, which means they're pretty much going to try to halt all their government contracts of people that are working with them, which could affect their business in the long run. And within hours of that happening, OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman went on TV, said that he kind of at first stood with what Anthropic was saying about surveillance, and then later did a deal with the government. So what are your thoughts on that? When it comes to the first thing I want to ask is what are your thoughts on, I guess, Trump and the government cutting over government contracts because Anthropic wouldn't give over their info to allow them to surveil people and also create autonomous weapon systems?
Yeah, I mean, I understand where they're coming from, because I mean that's a whole different evolution right there. Realistically, if they were to say yes and allow them to make robots that can shoot guns, throw grenades, and goddamn be superhumans, bro, we're gonna be in some shit.
Yeah, bro.
Because it's like at this point you got to think about what China and them are doing.
Yeah.
Like far as like making their own AIs and their own robots to where they can fight at a high ass level, to where we're all gonna be at some shit.
Yeah.
Because at that point, like, they have no worries to like send the robots, AIs, fly them over to America and be feet on land and try to invade, and it's just gonna be nothing but pure chaos and war.
I think even taking it from a different level, because I hear what you're saying with that. I think Anthropic made the right decision.
No, right. That's what I'm saying.
No. I'm saying taking off of like the war of like even what China's doing and stuff like that. I'm gonna put it onto a more like domestic level first. Like, say they wanted the surveillance aspect.
Yeah.
Like, one, like, we are already being surveilled, but to use people's information, because a lot of people nowadays, they use AI and stuff like that. Like, the surveillance aspect is crazy to me. You shouldn't, like, for even the government to come out and say, "Oh, we want to surveil any and everybody using your systems and stuff." That's like, we talk about humanity, moral aspect. I don't rock with that. I don't think you should be able to.
It's already been happening.
But I'm saying, whether it is or haven't, I don't think you should be coming out to say like we want to take your information to use to surveil people, whatever it may be. I mean, remember how we talked about before about like when stuff was happening, we had presidents like, whether we knew what was going on or not.
That's why Eric Snowden got little, bro.
No, I get that. But when it comes to that, it's just like there's some things as like a president, as a somebody that's in like the government, like you shouldn't just be saying to the masses, bro. In my opinion, in my personal opinion. And then two, when it comes
go ahead.
And then when it comes to the autonomous aspect, I don't agree with you trying to create autonomous weapon systems, because like, what does that mean? You're gonna make? You talked about robots. What does that mean? You're gonna make like have robot police forces that are pulling the triggers without human interaction. They don't know how to interact with people. They don't know human interaction like that. Like that's a dark rabbit hole that I don't think we should go down. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, but you got to look at it like this though. You got to keep up with your competition. You got to, because like you said,
I don't see it as that way.
How? Bro. If you have people in like places like China doing the same damn thing, you got to keep up with your competition, bro. You got to, because if you don't, you're gonna. I mean, they do some shit. How are we gonna be prepared for that shit? What would you do to stop it?
In terms of what?
Say like you said, over in China, they're creating AI robots, fighter robots, and stuff like that to military. You know, put them in the military.
But do we know that they're completely autonomous, where they don't have some type of human? Like, what they mean by completely autonomous, like there's no type of human, like there's no type of human element to it, where like there's someone behind the robot telling do X, Y, and Z. Like, I think that's crazy to have right at this point in time. Like, AI is not that advanced yet, bro.
Hell yeah, it is.
No, bro.
I was literally watching some shit with Molly where those AI over in China were jumping, doing karate
Bro,
chops.
I'm not saying they can't do that. I'm saying to make rational decisions. They're not to the point where they can make rational decisions.
They're not there. Okay, that's fine.
But that's what I'm saying.
They're trying to make it to that point at some point.
But I'm saying they're not there yet, so you shouldn't be able to just release some shit, make autonomous weapons and do that shit right now. I don't agree with that.
No, they want them to do that, right?
You said what?
They want them to do that.
I mean, they want to have the ability to do that already. It's like AI is not to that point yet, though.
No, exactly. That's why they're trying to get them to do it, so we can get to that point.
But the reason they denied the contract, bro, is because a CEO saying we're not there yet. You can't be just taking what we have and trying to put that shit out to the world because it's not there.
Right. I understand that, bro.
Yeah. So I'm saying like I'm saying like nah. I'm saying like I think Trump is wrong for that. I think you shouldn't be trying to take away their contracts because they're telling you, the experts on this AI shit are telling you, bro, it's not there, and you trying to implement it into the world, into the force, the military. When it's just that should go sideways, bro.
I mean, or again, I'm not trying to defend Bull, but just for the sake of the conversation, or you should probably show the world this is what we could do.
But why wouldn't you want to do that when the AI's to that point? Like, my thing is like, if it's to that point, then go ahead and do X, Y, and Z. But right now, it's like, bro, it's still such a very new thing. It is. And I think like even like the robots you were saying, like I've seen the videos of like the robots doing backflips and shit like that.
But they shooting them guns.
But they still had a human element to it, bro. That's what I'm trying to say.
I get it. No, I'm agreeing with you, bro. But let's say in the next fucking 10 to 20 years, that shit's gonna be at a place, bro. That shit's already moving at like I said, I literally was having this conversation with Molly, and I was agreeing with him about this. Like, it's definitely moving at a rapid pace. But like when we get about 60, that's like 50, 60 years old, which is not that far away. Them AI robots are going to be what we're talking about.
I feel you. But
so I'm saying, like, getting these people to do this now, it's sort of like you said, it's keeping up with the competition of the people that are making that shit too.
Hey, man, I mean, I hear you.
Like, morality-wise, bro, like you said, it goes down a deep, deep rabbit hole to where it does get dark. Because when you get an AI to where it's like it can make rational decisions and say, okay, F this human, let's turn on them, it's going to get crazy, for sure. But look at the stuff that's being done now. We thought we would never be here yet, but we are.
What you mean you thought we'd never be here yet?
I mean, really, really seeing this, the tangible of AI doing stuff on its own?
Nah, I don't. I think we thought we would be here. A lot of people thought it might have been sooner, to be honest. People I think the human race thought we probably think about it when Back to the Future came out. Motherfuckers thought we would have flying cars by now, bro. And we not there yet. Like when it comes to like at least here we're not there yet when it comes to flying cars, shit like that. Like I feel like it was always something that we thought could happen. Like no difference in like iRobot and the movies that we've seen. Like where it is that era where it's autonomous shit going on and they turn against the human race. Like I don't think it's a fact of like we never thought we'd be here, but like I said, we just not to that point yet. And I think we have to you have to tread very lightly, bro, with this shit, bro. That's all I have to say. You gotta tread very lightly with this shit, bro.
I think we're pretty close to what it is. But I mean, far as like it actually going into effect, it won't happen until we're like 50 years old.
Yeah, but like when it comes to this, bro, I just think this it's the good versus evil shit we talked about, bro. That's what it comes down to. And I think Anthropic's playing on the morality side of this whole situation of trying to protect the people at large. And then you got a guy like Sam Altman who just does, he wants the bread, he wants to for whatever it costs, whatever it takes, to make his company the biggest. He doesn't really care about the morality aspect of it. But I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, do you think the American people can trust like Sam Altman and Pete Hagstaff as the last line of defense against like AI powered surveillance and shit?
Because of the creators?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think we can, as American people, do you think we could trust like Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, and Pete Hagstaff to like do the right thing as the last line of defense against AI surveillance and autonomous systems and all of that?
I mean, you really can't trust nobody but yourself. But I mean, so no. Everybody has a price, and if not, they'll find somebody else to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens when it comes to this, because I've been kind of following this for a minute now. When it comes to just the beef between the two companies, Sam Altman in general, just the morality aspect to what's wrong, what's right.
Because it's like, this is my last piece about that. It's just like, now that I'm thinking about it, the question about what do you think they'll do right, it's just like, even if they are trying to do right, they could just, like, the government or whoever could really compromise on whatever, rather be random lawsuits or whatever, just to make them, what's the word? Just to make them be conformed to what the agenda is.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why. That's the reason why that Anthropic didn't take the contract, bro. Because that was one of the conversations that they had. I was listening to one of the interviews that the CEO Dario had. He said, like, AI is moving at such a rapid pace. There's like a gray area that there aren't laws that align with stuff that's being created already. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with that,
so
bro.
It's like he's like, it's not gonna really affect our contract. It could, but it's like to the point, like, he wasn't saying like Trump and them are bluffing, but it's like there aren't like laws and shit yet that are
new.
catered. Yeah, because it's so new that are catered specifically to what AI can do, what it can't do, all that type of stuff. But like, I don't know, there's laws against like I guess surveillance and spying on people and all that type of stuff. But we're in an area where it's like stuff's gonna have to be developed to have what you call like the bylines or guidelines of what you can and can't do. But like I said, things are happening fast. And what did the one woman say, Sunil Bovell? She said it's like flying an airplane while you're still trying to build it at the same time.
Yeah.
She could go left, she could go right, but it's happening.
Real shit.